Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, my name is Josh and I make videos about how to make your money go the furthest. So if you're interested in those types of videos and you would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel by smashing that subscribe button below. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the Capital One Quicksilver card. I'm going to be talking about some of the things that you may like about this credit card, in addition to some of the things that you may not like so much about this credit card. That way, by the end of this video, hopefully you have a better idea of whether this credit card will be a good fit for you or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. The first thing that you'll like about this credit card is that you'll have a $150 spend bonus if you spend at least $500 within the first 3 months of opening the credit card. So Capital One is basically saying, hey, thank you for opening an account and spending $500 within the first 3 months. We're going to go ahead and give you $150 as a gift to do whatever you want to do with it. So at that point, you can cash it out in the form of a check. You can put it as statement credit, you can get that for gift cards, or you can just build it up and cash it out at some point down the line. So that's a pretty sweet bonus as far as opening your account and beginning to use your Quicksilver card. In addition to that, you'll also be earning 1.5% cash back on all transactions. So that means for every $100 that you spend, you'll be earning $1.50 back on each transaction just for using your Capital One Quicksilver card. So that's another thing that you'll like. In addition to that, like I said before, as far as cashing out, if you want like a check in the mail or statement credit, there's no limit that you have to get to like other credit cards. So other credit cards may say, hey, in order to receive a check in the mail, you have to get to at least $25 for us to send a check. Capital One with the Quicksilver card, they don't have any limits. So as soon as you get to 1 cent, if you want a check in the mail for 1 cent, they'll send that out. So it's pretty nice knowing that there's no set limit on when you can cash it out like you can have with other credit cards. You don't have to wait until you get to $25. If you have $5 in there, you can cash it out. If you have $1, you can cash it out. Or even if you have a penny in there, you can cash it out. But the 1 penny won't get you too far, and most of us are probably going to wait until we at least get to $5 or $10 before we put that towards our statement credit or request any type of check in the mail. Also, 2 other things that you'll like about this credit card is that there is no annual fee. So you can use this credit card year after year and you won't be charged anything for earning 1.5% cash back. So it's a pretty straightforward card and a good card for a beginner, and also a good card for someone who just has one credit card and they don't have to worry about controlling multiple credit cards. There's also no foreign transaction fee, so it's a card that if you do happen to travel internationally, you can bring it with you and you won't be charged an extra fee for using it abroad. And finally, an added bonus, once you open this account for the first 15 months, there will be a 0% APR on all transactions and balance transfers. So if you happen to have another credit card that has a larger balance, you can always transfer that balance over to the Quicksilver card and you won't have any type of interest accumulating, at least for the first 15 months. I would definitely work on paying that down though as quickly as possible, because trust me, you can put that off for 15 months, but then at the end of the 15 months, that balance will still be there and you'll start accumulating interest with the Capital One Quicksilver card. So the whole point of doing the balance transfer would be to stop paying interest on your prior credit card, put it on a card that's not earning any interest, and then pay it down before you have to start paying interest on the card. As far as purchases go, I would not even try to take advantage of the 0% APR offer. I would still pay your card off in full every single month and even early if you can. Just don't let your balance accumulate and get high, because it's very easy to fall into the habit of paying for things that you don't really need, just knowing that you have 15 months to pay it off. I would just pay it off instantly. If you don't have the money in your bank account immediately to pay it off, I would not even swipe your card. It just leads us down a bad habit, and that's why credit cards get a bad rap. All right, so now that I mentioned some of the things that you'll probably like about this credit card, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over to some of the things that you may not like about this credit card. So I'm gonna start out with the fees of this credit card. So the Capital One Quicksilver card does have a cash advance fee of $10 or 3%, whichever is greater. Now these, I often tell people just to avoid them just because they add up to so much as far as interest goes. There's also a late payment fee up to $39. This is something I really wouldn't worry about too much. Just pay your credit card off on time and you won't have to worry about that fee. The whole point of having these credit cards is just taking advantage of the sweet spend bonuses and the sweet cash back. If you're constantly paying interest, late fees, and other types of fees, then it really offsets the benefits of owning these credit cards where you're getting the cash back. The only other bad thing I can say about this credit card is the fact that 1.5% cash back can be beat by other credit cards in the market. The Citi Double Cashback credit card earns 2% back, for example. However, with that credit card, you don't receive any type of spend bonus like the Capital One Quicksilver does with the $150 if you spend at least $500 within the first 3 months. So you have the spend bonus advantage with the Capital One Quicksilver card. There's also other credit cards that do earn more cash back in other categories. There's other credit cards that earn more cash back in general. However, some of those do have an annual fee. So if you just want kind of like a basic beginner card that earns a pretty good cash back at 1.5% cash back, one that you can travel internationally with and not have any type of foreign transaction fees, it would be good for that as well. And also one that just does not have any type of annual fee. And if I have to mention, anytime that I do call into Capital One, I always am provided with the best customer service. I feel that Capital One has some really good customer service agents, so that's another benefit of this Capital One Quicksilver card as well. So to sum things up, I would say this is a pretty good beginner credit card just because there is no annual fee, 1.5% cash back across the board isn't too bad, and that $150 spend bonus is pretty good. And then of course, if you're someone who likes to have good customer service, Capital One always provides you with that as well. If you're someone that doesn't mind having multiple credit cards, it might be better to look into a different direction as far as that goes. But for having one credit card, the Capital One Quicksilver isn't too bad to go with. So that about wraps up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this one and you would like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also give this video a like as it helps spread this video to more viewers like you. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this credit card. And until next time, I'll see you guys and I hope you have a great day today.